Genesis chapter 21, verses 1 through 7. The Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah as he had promised. Sarah conceived and gave birth to a son for Abraham in his old age, at the set time which God had announced to him. Abraham named the son who was born to him, the son whom Sarah had borne to him, Isaac. Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. Sarah said, "God has made me laugh. Everyone who hears will laugh with me." She said, "Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne a son for him in his old age." Genesis chapter 22, verses 1 through 19. Sometime later God tested Abraham. He called to him, "Abraham." Abraham answered, "I am here." God said, "Now take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains there, the one to which I direct you." Abraham got up early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, along with Isaac his son. Abraham split the wood for the burnt offering. Then he set out to go to the place that God had told him about. On the 3rd day Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. Abraham said to his young men, "Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go on over there. We will worship, and then we will come back to you." Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and loaded it on Isaac his son. He took the firepot and the knife in his hand. The 2 of them went on together. Isaac spoke to Abraham his father and said, "My father?" He said, "I am here, my son." He said, "Here are the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?" Abraham said, "God himself will provide the lamb for a burnt offering, my son." So the 2 of them went on together. They came to the place that God had told him about. Abraham built the altar there. He arranged the wood, tied up Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. The angel of the Lord called to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." Abraham said, "I am here." He said, "Do not lay your hand on the boy. Do not do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Abraham looked around and saw that behind him there was a ram caught in the thicket by its horns. Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering instead of his son. Abraham called the name of that place "The Lord will provide." So it is said to this day, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." The angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "I have sworn by myself, declares the Lord, because you have done this thing and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will bless you greatly, and I will multiply your descendants greatly, like the stars of the sky and like the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the city gates of their enemies. In your seed all the nations of the earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice." Then Abraham returned to his young men, and they set out and traveled together to Beersheba. Abraham lived at Beersheba.